It's time for Washington Fish Side Quest. This episode, Seattle versus Sekiu Coho Taste Test.
Hey Washington Fish Questers, Blake here. In the episode last week, Shingo caught a really nice resident coho. Now I'd read on message forums that some people claim these are just great eating fish, like superb, top of the line. So, I have one pack left of my Sekiu Coho from 2019. I have cut them up into similar portions, and I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to do them side by side, and then do a blind taste test to determine which is the superior coho. So here on the right, we have the Sekiu Coho. It's been frozen for about 9 months, and you kind of start to see that showing. Here's some freezer burn, a little crack right there. On the left, we have the much fresher resident coho. Now this is going to seem sacrilegious, but I froze it overnight just to try to kind of bring it down a notch to make this taste test more fair. So that the flavor comes through, I'm going to really cook this in a very simple fashion. I'm just going to fry it on the pan, and the only ingredients I'm going to be using are a couple of cloves of garlic, one for each piece of salmon, some pepper, and some salt. I'm also going to put some oil coating on the skin side and lay it down. And now how I'm going to do this temperature-wise is I like to put it on very hot, almost basically sear the skin side. I just turn on the temperature, I put a lid on the pan, and it just kind of cooks with the residual heat over the next 3 or 4 minutes. I will turn it at the very end just to get like a very light sear on the top, and then it'll be done. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. Love that sizzle. One thing I forgot to mention is when I do this, I put a pan over a salmon. If I'm just grilling it up quick like this, I'll just get my hand wet and splash some water in there. Then I put the lid on. It kind of creates some steam. I do the same thing when I'm making a toasted cheese sandwich. Alright, the heat is off. The residual heat really ought to do the job over 3 or 4 minutes. If I come back in 3 or 4 minutes and it's not done, then I'll just put it on low to medium heat and finish the job. Alright, it's been closer to 5 minutes. Let's see how they're doing. Yeah, the wire's just about gone. Yeah, they're pretty close. By the way, I'd only use this method if you're using really thin pieces of fish. If you're using just like a regular fillet, it would not cook through. So I'm gonna maybe turn the heat back on here a little, just to flip them over and get this final kind of, not really a sear, but just some crispiness on the top. Well, there we have it. 2 really quickly done pieces of coho salmon, pretty crispy on the outside, but hopefully tender on the inside. So this one, that's actually smaller because I trimmed it down, is the Sekiu one, and this is the one caught out of Manchester, you know, in Marine Area 10. Now you just need to mix up the plates. Like make it, and I'm not going to look when you're doing it. So go ahead and just swap them around or don't. It's up to you. When you're done, just let me know.
I'm done.
Okay, thanks. All right. So Russell helped me out, and as you can see, I can't see it all. He came down and spun the plates around. So I'm not sure which is which salmon's which. So now let's go ahead and start with the taste test. All right. This is not as easy as I thought. All right. Woo! Sorry, that was a huge bite. I did end up drying it out a little. I should have checked him. I should get it off there a minute sooner. But that was excellent. That salmon, woo, that was really good. It just kind of had that, so you know how coho kind of have like this woody flavor, but in a good way. I mean, it just tasted really, really good. Like kind of like a briny, woody, I don't know how else to describe a salmon, honestly, but they had that kind of classic coho kick to it, and that was very good. Yep. They're different. This one was good, but it wasn't as good as that one. So this one kind of lacked that sort of woody, oceany flavor. So if I had to guess, that was the resident. It was still very good. So let's see. Oh boy, now see if I can tell them apart. Oh yeah, here's the cross. This is the Sekiu. So Sekiu wins! Sekiu Coho is superior.